guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Dreamy Pisces back to do another quick video. So today what I want to address is something very important. It's something that all of us experience in the African diaspora all over the entire planet. Something I want to talk about today, which is self-hate. And how did this happen to us and how can we change it? We have to have a solution to all of our problems. So today I just wanted to share some information with you so that we can start tackling our issues and pulling away all of the layers that have been built up within us since we have been in the womb of our mothers. And it's important that we address these matters. We all have self-hate. We all suffer from mental illness. Don't feel that because you are working out, you have a good job, you have a car, you have a house, you're able to shop and take vacations. Don't feel that you are healed or that you don't have mental illness or that you're not suffering from self-hate. Because if you are a black person living in America, you suffer from self-hate. And until you realize that, you're basically in a state of denial. So I'm going to enclose a video clip of Dr. Amos Wilson. He is going to assist me today with explaining why we all suffer from self-hate and these things that have happened. They happened to our ancestors. We are the product of our ancestors, so therefore the self-hate falls on us, and we're responsible for the future generations. Are we going to continue to pass this self-hate on to our children? So sit back, relax, enjoy this clip by Dr. Wilson, and I will be back.
You make them question and doubt their previous culture and their previous learning. When you get them to begin to doubt themselves, when you get them to reject their culture, when you get them to see their past lives as negative, when you get them to feel ashamed of that past life, when you get them to feel guilty of that past life, and any good brainwasher knows this, and you check out the Moonies and any other brainwashing organization, you will see this process being put forth. Once you get that, the individual then is left in a tremendous state of confusion, in a tremendous state of ambivalence. That state is painful. It motivates the individual then to seek some kind of relief, to seek some way out. Then it becomes the function of the brainwasher to say, if you follow my way, if you accept my definition, if you do it the way I say do it, if you look at it the way I say look at it, if you value it the way I say value it, then you will feel better. See how happy we are.
All of us are brainwashed. We're all at different levels in our brainwashing. So our self-hate, it creates a very, very strong dislike for ourselves. Self-hate pushes us in the direction of hating our bodies, hating everything about us, our features. It can push us to hate our family. It pushes us to hate our culture. This message isn't just geared towards black women, but specifically for black women, it gears us to look in a mirror and hate our bodies. Another word for self-hate is actually self-loathing. I don't know if you have experienced self-loathing or low self-esteem. All of those are just branch words from self-hate. Examples of self-hate, we all do different things. I've done things in the past where I was self-hating. One thing is body modification. As we know, the big trend now is to have butt injections and, have your waist cinched and have your breasts plumped up, so that you can have this hourglass figure that is given to us from social media, TV, movies, videos, and it's mostly affecting the black community, because black women feel that if you don't have a giant ass, if your ass isn't round like Nicki Minaj's or Cardi B, your ass is not, it's not a good ass, and that's just absolutely not true. That's a lie. And if you feel these negative things about your body, it's because of your own self-hate. When we were perming our hair, I don't know, are there people still out there perming perming their hair. But when we were putting chemicals and all types of stuff in our hair, I used to wear something when I was in middle school. My mother made me get it. It was called a Wave Nouveau. That's really just a step down from a jerry curl. And then I went on to perming my hair. It was a form of self-hate. I felt like I had to have the straight, luxurious, because that's what I had seen on TV. That's what I saw with my family. Everybody was perming their hair. Let's see, some black women like to wear color contacts and they want to do it all the time, and it could be a form of self-hate. They really don't like their regular color eyes. And yeah, I know some people want to spruce things up a bit and, you know, add a little splash of color, and you know, that's cool if that's what you want to do, but you have to really evaluate that and say, where is this coming from that I want to change my eye color to green or to blue, something that's not natural to my own body, that's actually artificial, and that is a form of self-hate. Another form of self-hate is apologizing for everything. Always apologizing. You apologize even when you're not wrong. You're always saying, I'm sorry for this. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. When you're having conversation, that's a form of self-hate. You are literally beating yourself down every time that you say, I'm sorry. You're saying that you are no good. You are no good. We have to flip these words, and instead of saying I'm sorry, start saying I apologize. I have a sister, wonderful, beautiful sister, and she's very big on words, and we do have to think about the words that we're using, how we're using them, because words are magic, words are spells, words do create the environment around us. So if you're saying I'm sorry all the time, you are hurting your own self. Being envious of others, being envious of other people's things, their houses, the way that they look, their body shape, all of those things are self-hate. Wanting to be another race other than being black, other than calling yourself an African, that is a form of self-hate. I have a lot of people, they'll say, I'm not black, I'm mixed. I'm not black, I'm Creole. I'm not all the way black. Well, we're all technically mixed. I've heard that. I hear that. When we're dating men, we might say, ugh, he's too dark. Very rarely is it he's too light. Majority of the time is he's too dark. Let me get out of this sun on the hot summer day. Let me get out of this sun because I don't want to get any blacker. That's self-hate. All of these are self-hate. It's all putting down our culture, our skin tone, our everything about the essence of who we are as black people. That's putting that down, putting ourselves down. So we realize now why we do it. We realize through this information why we do it. It's a programmed habit that we have accepted as our own. Our education systems are not geared towards African mindset. So that's going to put self-hate into us. Everything about our African culture is not celebrated in this land, but it's really not celebrated in many areas all over the globe. White supremacy affects every area of the globe. It has literally infiltrated in some form or fashion every area on the planet. Everything has been westernized. Our TV shows, of course, like I was talking about, the ladies on the TV, our movie images that are given to us, all of our videos. It's all to push self-hate, to help us, to push us further away from our natural, authentic, African, loving, universal, cosmic self. The self-hate is so deeply rooted into our DNA from our ancestors' abuse. It's just terrible. And our ancestors, because they were so abused and so traumatized, they were willing to accept scraps. They were willing to accept anything. As long as you put a little crumb in my hand, that's better than not having anything. So I'll continue accepting abuse as long as you put that crumb in my hand. That's a form of social engineering, which assists us with continuing the process of self-hate. Self-hate is passed down from mother to their child. If a mother is self-hating, she hates herself, she hates her life, she hates her existence, and she's carrying this precious miracle in her womb. All of her feelings, her senses, her thoughts, her emotions go right into that baby through the blood exchange, the cellular exchange, and that baby is being grafted in the womb, given self-hate, is being knit together in the womb with self-hate. And we're not even talking about the ancestors that came before mom. It's just in our blood, unfortunately. Self-hate can be given to the children after they get out of the womb. When a mother and a father is dealing with mental illness and all the issues of the world, they easily can transcend those feelings and those emotions in the physical realm to that child with different things like speaking to their children very, very bitterly and harshly, whipping their children just like the slave masters whipped the slaves, calling their children names, giving the children evil eyes, making the children feel as though that their existence is a worrisomeness to the parent. That creates self-hate in the child, because if a child feels like their mother hates them, their father hates them, they are going to naturally hate themselves. That is going against the natural connection that's supposed to be there between a mother and a child. Mother-child is supposed to be a bond, but when mother breaks away, and the child is going to fall, stumble, hate themselves, and have poor relationships when they get older, and it's just a very, very vicious cycle. So let's go ahead and jump into how can we end self-hate, because we have to end it. First of all, you have to be aware that you deal in self-hate. You have to be aware that you hate yourself. You hate parts of yourself. Your ego in your mental illness is going to tell you, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm strong, I'm buffed, I'm, hey, I got this car, I got this job, I have this house, I have this man, I have this woman, I'm good. That's a lie. So, and if you're walking in that, all you're walking in is ego. All you're walking in is like a shallow materialistic existence in the matrix. You're in the matrix. You don't even realize that there is a matrix, because you're just living and being in it until you wake up. Because you have to wake up. Because if you're enjoying the matrix so much and you just that's just, and you're not looking deeper into the spirit and into the mind, you're living in self-hate, but it's going to be masked with arrogance and ego. So how do we stop it? First thing that we have to do as Africans living in America, or Africans all over the world, we have to start reading about our culture. We have to, number one, turn the TV off, turn the music off. You have to unplug from the social engineering that's coming from the TV, coming from the radio, coming from technology. I'm using technology right now, but I'm using this for a teaching tool. We have to realize if we're using these things for positivity, they're great. Otherwise, they can be the devil to you. We have to read more about African culture. We have to get a deep sense of who we are, who we were. In order to know who we are, we have to know who we were. So we have to look in the past. We have to dig deep. We have to say, where did our ancestors come from? Where did we come from before this existence? You have to be able to take that journey through information, and you have to keep your eyes open, your ears open, your heart open. I'm talking about your spiritual ears, your spiritual eyes, and take that information in and just take in the beauty of who we were. The beauty of who we were. We were not, and we are not. We were not, and we are not dirty, self-loathing, terrible, criminalistic. Yes, these are some of the characteristics of our people, and we see it on the news every day. But this is a mental condition that was put into us. We need to go back before that. What happened before that? Number two, women, men, when you're in the mirror and you're looking at yourself in the mirror, change your perspective about your body. You might not like your stomach or your breast or your thighs or whatever it is that's going on with you. You might not like that, but start to speak into the mirror. And it's good to stand in the mirror naked and look at yourself and say, I love my breast, I love my thighs, I love my arms, I love my shoulders, I love my behind, I love these feet. Whatever it is that you're having issues with, you have to start changing your perspective by changing the conversation that you are speaking into your own mind and speaking out of your own mouth about your body. That's going to help you with your self-hate. It's going to make you be stronger, and you speak these things even when you don't feel like it. Work on self-acceptance by using affirming words. You know, I am great, I am healed, I am loving, I am strong, I am amazing, I can do it, I am doing it, I will do it. All of these things, it helps to lift the vibration. I don't know if you can feel it. I feel it just by sitting here saying I am. It's just like, woo, it just starts bringing everything up. You know, I am beautiful. I love my hair. I love my eyes. I love my nose. You know, when I grew up, I had people to say things to me like about the shape of my nose and, oh, you got a lump in your nose, you got a big nose, you look like a horse, or you got a double chin, and your face is fat, and all this stuff. And that stuff was put into me a long time ago, and it can still affect me today if I'm not careful. So I have to constantly tell myself, I love me. I love me. My body is only a fragment of who I am. I am beyond this body. I am mind, spirit, soul, you know, connected to something greater and higher. And that's where we have to get to that point. The last point is to realize that these things that we are envying, a lot of the times that we are envying and we desire, it's fake. It's not even real. So you are envying something that's plastic, when you, as well as myself, have to realize that we are the authentic realness. We are from the earth. We are Mother Earth. We are the life bearers. And this is women, men. You are the kings. You are the earth. You are the sun. You are everything. You are an amazing being sent here for more. You're more than just a baby maker. You're more than just a worker. You know, you're more than that. We are more than that. And once we start to take a journey into the past, it's going to reveal who we are today. And so we can get rid of this self-hate, because we're killing ourselves and we're killing our children. We're killing the world. We have to wake up. We have to do it. We can't wait around for some white person to tell us, oh, it's okay now. Y'all can go ahead and heal. This is a technique. No, get it now. Listen to the message. Just listen to the message. And my desire is just to help. It's just to help everyone so much, because I know where I came from and where I am now. And I had to deal with my self-hate. I had to deal with my self-hate in order to be able to love myself. And I just want to leave you with this quote. When you are filled with self-hate, your mind is reversed, meaning you will love the things that destroy you and you will hate the things that advance your growth. By Dr. Amos Wilson. I hope this video has helped you. If it has, feel free to like it, share it, and of course leave a comment below, because I would like dialogue, just to know that this has helped you in some sort of a way. So until the next time, got this, keep striving, keep on pushing, don't give up, because there's nothing behind you. You have to keep moving forward. Peace.